Hits 96.
Hits 96, Chattanooga's #1 hit music station. Gino D here with you. And today I have the pleasure of being connected with a country duo, two sisters that are actually going to be performing this Saturday at the Whiskey Cowgirl. They're going to be joining us for our Luck of the Draw event. I'd like to welcome Nata and Tinka, American Blonde. How are you girls?
Hello. Oh my goodness, we're so excited to see you guys. Thanks so much for having us, Dino.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you so much for first off coming to Chattanooga in general. You guys were going to come and perform at the Whiskey Cowgirl. Can't take any credit for that. That was your guys' little mini tour that you're on. You guys are out of Nashville, so you're going to come drop by the scenic city anyway. But as luck would have it, I guess, and it is the luck of the draw, we ended up finding out that you guys are going to be performing the same night that we're going to be there earlier in the day. And since you're going to be in the city, you might as well come and join us.
I know. We want to come and join the party with you guys.
Yeah.
So I just love the way that just works out. So it's going to be awesome.
It's like
Me
fate.
too. Yes, it really is. It's so much fun. And it's a lucky day. So we're excited to have you. You're going to come do acoustic songs for us, hang out with the crowd. And of course, we're all gearing up for your big show coming up later that night. So we'll talk about that. But first, let's get to know you a little bit better. Let's get to know how you guys started music. Obviously, you're sisters, but kind of start from the beginning and then how you guys got into like doing things musically.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's been a long journey, but it's been so much fun at the same time.
Yeah.
So we are sisters. We're born and raised in the heart of the Mississippi Delta,
That's
Cleveland,
right.
Mississippi.
And so we grew up in like a tiny town, no Starbucks, no, not really a whole lot of anything.
A Piggly Wiggly.
And we were never good at sports. So at very young ages, we kind of just found our footprint in music. So I started playing piano when I was about 5, and then I picked up the guitar rather quickly. And Tinka, well, she's the middle child. You know what they say about that.
We're crazy. And it is true for me. That is a true stereotype for me personally. I just grew up like always just kind of like bitter partnering around everything. And I did have a pretty decent rhythm to me when I was a young baby. So it just kind of went hand in hand that I would play the drums.
So so she's the drummer, I'm the guitar player, and we actually started out playing the blues, kind of growing up in the Delta. And a lot of people are like, "Oh, did you grow up singing in church?" And we're like, "Well, we started playing in blues bars." So we would always play. We found our love in blues, rock and roll, and then of course country. When we won, we actually got to do the Texas Country Showdown.
That's right.
We made the finals for that and got to play at the Ryman Auditorium. And that was our first trip to Nashville. We fell in love with storytelling and the country music industry
and the city itself.
So long story short, right after that, we wanted to write our own albums. We started opening up for a lot of acts like Brantley Gilbert, Marion Morris, Old Dominion. I mean, the list goes on. So we live here in Nashville now. We play, we tour all over the place. We've done the UK, we've done Canada, all over the nation. And we just know one thing's for sure is we love playing music together.
That's right.
Excellent. Now, was there like a parental influence there? Is that why you kind of fell into it at a young age? Like, how does that at 5 years old, you don't just pick up the guitar on your own?
Right. It's like kind of crazy. So no parental influence whatsoever.
They had like a record player, and they did influence us with like all the best of the best, like back in the day.
Oh my gosh, all the best legends.
We fell in love with the music, but no, they can't carry a tune in a bucket.
It's true. But also being from the Mississippi Delta, there's lots of like blues heritage and culture there, and lots of history as well. So we just grew up loving that, and we wanted to be just like the cool blues musicians we saw playing at our festivals in our backyard, So
B.B. King actually grew up in a town 45 minutes away. And so when we were kids, like I said, we played the blues. We actually had an opportunity to open up and play his birthday homecoming with B.B. King 2 years.
That's right.
And I got a Gibson guitar just so that he could sign it, because he wouldn't sign anything
else. But he got to wear one of our little merch hats and everything. He's the coolest dude. But I mean, that's why we love doing what we do. And we're not good at anything else. We try to sport. We're not good at anything else. So.
Well, very good. Well, that's incredible. It's an incredible story. And to be able to say that you linked up with B.B. King and everything else, that's quite the accolade right there all in itself. And then to continue to do more, that is amazing. So let's talk about your creative process a little bit then. When do you remember the moment you figured, okay, I can do covers. Obviously, you learn playing other music, but then you start kind of songwriting and you start making your own stuff. Talk about what you're inspired by. How'd you get that started, and what's your creative process like?
Yes, it's actually funny because Nata is our main co-writer. Of course, she's Amazing. Love you. It actually kind of started at the Texaco Country Showdown, didn't it?
I think it did. Well, I would write songs here and there about my dog because I was like 8,
Little
so
kid
I would
things.
write like Taylor Swift kind of like stuff,
Yeah.
our dog or parents, a picture of some person on the wall. I wanted to give them a backstory, so I would just
Sure.
kind of write about anything. And so after the Texaco Country Showdown, we did get to start opening up for all these other country artists, and we didn't, we're thinking about the business. We're like, we need to have an album to sell if we're going to be in front of all these people.
That's right.
So I would sit down and just kind of like make up scenarios because you're so young, you don't really have that much experience to write about.
Yeah.
But as we've gotten older through the years, we were this group called Southern Halo. We rebranded to American Blonde, and during the COVID time, well, that was our first year not touring ever. So I actually just sat down and I got with my co-writer that lives in St. Pete, Florida. We Zoomed the whole time and we wrote about all the things. I mean, just basically anything we were going through in life, growing up and experiencing basically heartache, happy times, low times, just new experiences. And
all the things.
And I love that as a songwriter, it's so great to be able to write these experiences into a song and then basically be able to share these and get the reciprocation from fans that like, oh, I totally relate with this.
Or like, we're with you, we see you. Like that just makes our life complete. Like that's what we do this for. So.
And it just makes you feel like, you're not the only one going through these things up there. Other people can relate.
Sure, for sure. I'm sure it's surreal too, and I know because you guys might have a certain thought behind a song or what this song is supposed to be about, and then somebody else is going to have their own interpretation. That's like the beauty of music, right? It can be interpreted in so many different ways.
So true.
The beauty. I mean, good examples is you can just write a song about anything, and then you take it one way, and then you hear a listener come and tell you how that song touched them in another way, and you're like, that's why we love music. It's the one language we can all kind of understand and share.
For sure. So when you comes to your songwriting, are you music first, or is it lyrics, or I guess it's a mixed bag? What kind of writer are you in that sense?
I'm so all over the place. I've never written a song the same way twice. So sometimes it could be a lyric, sometimes it could just be a really funny phrase or something that somebody said. But majority of the time, like I said, I started with piano. If I sit down with the piano and come up with some really pretty chords, it can just evoke something and just run with it.
Or sometimes she like visualizes the music video in her head and she's like, I gotta make this video come to life.
I do that.
She writes a song based on a video in her head.
You put the video, all you gotta do is just write the script. Yeah.
How funny. Okay. So you're almost, you can see what you want to do for the music video. And then at that point, if the song goes enough, you already have the idea for the video.
Exactly.
There you go. It's a win-win.
You actually have a few music videos, and we'll post up on our website at hits96.com some of the music videos that people can check out. And of course, we want everybody to follow you, American Blonde music.com. We can follow you at American Blonde Music pretty much on all the social media platforms. And we're going to get to one of your songs in just a moment. But let's talk about the creative process a little bit when it comes to those music videos. Finally, you picked a song, this is the one that you want to run with. You've had maybe this idea in your head now from the beginning. How much of it is your guys' work? Are you really involved in that process, or do you kind of hand it off and let someone else do it?
Actually, that's a great question. One of our good friends was doing a lot of our music videos in the past, and the ones that you'll see, and we do happen to have like a really great connection with them to where we do have a what do you call it, like a directional, like a director kind of.
We have more of like a say so in the projects whenever we're like so close with the people that we include in our work life. Like they're mostly friends and family anyways. We love like a tight-knit community of friends and family that work with us, so it's been a lot of fun, and we've been able to do that and be creative in our like production of the music videos and we're especially the songs when we record them.
And we're so big on being able to like understand what we're good at and then working with people who are good at something else and just bringing the creative minds together and just kind of like making something work. So it is kind of fun learning how to direct a little bit. But
well, that's what I mean. Enjoy all aspects of it. I mean, you might as well and keep building the resume, and then you never know what's going to happen with all of that. Collaboration, obviously, as you're mentioning, it's a huge part of success. I think it really is to be able to collaborate with different artists and see different visions and such. And I can only assume adapting to Nashville and being immersed into that culture has been a great collaboration. So talk about that a little bit. How has the Music City helped you, even as just artists performing?
It's amazing. It's like we found
Our people.
It's like we've like never really fit in, you know.
We were always kind of the weirdos.
The oddballs out in our small town. You know, everybody's really good at sports and everything. We're just like, we're gonna go play music. So when we came here, we're like, oh my God, we're home. Like,
Yeah.
it's just been amazing. And everybody is so good at what they do up here. I mean, and it's so saturated and so many amazing like talents and people, and so like you really can't go wrong, and we've made so many friends up here and lots of connections. So.
And I gotta say too, like looking back on, you know, our just the writing abilities and the performing and the visual of the show, like everything has just been enhanced so much after moving here, and you don't realize it because when you actually start collaborating with and working with and being surrounded by, I don't know, like just amazing entertainers and writers, you kind of like become a better one as well.
Yeah.
So I think it's really changed the game being here.
Very cool. No, I can only imagine. I mean, it's just in the culture right now. And right now, country music is just hitting. I mean, we're a hit station, so we play everything. But when it comes down to it, with I mean, we can just name Morgan Wallen, Kane Brown, Luke Bryan.
Right.
I mean, the list, Jelly Roll. I mean, it's
Lainey
just
Wilson.
Lainey Wilson. I mean, it's just insane how much country music we're actually playing. And a lot of people sometimes are going, well, you guys are on a country station. No, we're a hit station. And if the hits are country, then we're going to play them. So have you guys felt a little bit of that? I mean, you kind of riding that wave as much as you can. I can only imagine. I mean, Nashville's booming right now.
We really have. So I feel like I personally feel like it happened like during the TikTok stages. Like people were making such a big deal of like going over here for your bachelorettes, and like it's so fun with the music. Like every restaurant you go into, every bar around the corner has like this live music energy, which honestly Chattanooga is a lot like that now as well, I feel like. And so it's super cool. We love it. Yeah.
I really do too. Like Tinka said, you know, being here in Nashville, it kind of goes back to like the universal thing we were talking about, how music just makes it, you can feel, you know, basically anything. And so I love that we are getting to this point to where, you know, there's no like cap on creativity. So being able to share all these different genres and kind of combine them is what we love, because like we said, we grew up with blues, rock and roll, and country kind of like inspirations. And so when you come to our live shows, you really get a lot of that. And, you know, that's what, you know, music is amazing.
No, it really is. And I think with the country base maybe, and I think writers like Noah Kahn comes to mind, storytelling is coming back. It's coming back.
I love it. I'm here for the story.
So what that is about. Like she loves a good storyline in a song, and we're so excited.
Very cool. Now you mentioned live performances, so let's talk about that a little bit. You're going to be performing Saturday night, Whiskey Cowgirl. We want people to come on out, and it's a wonderful venue. You guys are going to have so much fun there. I can already tell it's just going to be great. But
Can't wait.
What is kind of your goals when you guys hit the stage? Which is so we're especially playing to maybe a new audience. That's a lot of what's going on right now, right? So talk about the mentality of going into live shows.
We love new people, new places. Honestly, like every time we hit the stage, we're here to have a good time. We're gonna make sure that's happening. And then if we're here to have a good time, like we also want y'all to have a good time. So it's just one big party, like a collective. We like to think of ourselves as just like, you know, just inviting folks in to like enjoy, like embrace the music with us. We're all just like on the same vibe. Like I'm so excited for it.
I mean, man, me too. And I think the ultimate goal for sure is just to, of course, like we're very people. So we love making new friends. We love making new fans, and any opportunity to get any individual that's in the crowd. They could be going through the best day ever, the worst day ever. The ultimate goal of our show is to make sure that you just forget about it all and you just have a really good time, and you get to connect and, you know, just kind of escape from reality.
That's our goal. And man, we just have a great time every time we go live, especially for a band. Like we really let loose. You know, my hair's going crazy. It's hard to see my face when I'm back there on the drums because like we're moving around a lot. It's just
we're working on trying to find a way to bring the drums up to the front.
There we go. There we go.
Make it hard on myself.
Yeah, some type of trolley system or something. Yeah.
Right. But
you can make it work.
It's gonna be fun.
Excellent. Well, again, we're looking forward to it. Saturday night, Whiskey Cowgirl. People will be able to come in and see you guys in full action. And if they're lucky enough to come to our little private event that we're doing earlier in the day, we're going to get some acoustic music from you guys. And we're really looking forward to all of that. Obviously, touring. You guys mentioned you've been kind of touring all the time. You said other than COVID, you guys were always on the road working with all types of different notable artists. Do you have any favorite story that you like to tell? Is there maybe a city that kind of always stays in your mind? Maybe that's not Nashville, of course, but is there any kind of story that you guys like to share that happened on the road? Any memorable moments?
Man, what are you thinking of first?
We opened up for Billy Currington, and Billy Currington. This is a funny story. We were opening up for Billy Currington in Lincoln, Nebraska.
Lincoln, Nebraska.
And Tinka.
I was like, everybody was like putting a lot of pressure on me. I was driving the bus.
We have a
little
van.
Sprinter van.
And of course, they all had tour buses.
They have these giant tour buses, and I'm bringing a little Sprinter van up, and I'm like, "Ooh, I'm excited. This is so much fun." And then our parents were traveling with us because we're big family people, and we were young, and they just disappeared. They're like, "We're gonna go walk around and do something real quick." I was like, "Okay." And I'm sitting in the van, and then these people with like their professional security shirts on and everything, they look over and they're like, "Back it up next to Billy's bus." And I'm like,
they look at Tinka, they're like, "You back up the bus." She's like,
I said, "Back it up, excuse me." And so I get up. Nobody else knows how to drive this thing. It's just me. So I'm like, okay. And I get in the driver's seat, and I back it up. And then I hear, I don't know what I'm doing. Can't really see out of anything because it's like tinted windows. And apparently, I almost hit it. I was like
almost hit Billy's
half an inch away from hitting his butt.
But she parallel parked it so beautifully. It was amazing.
It was a miracle.
And I think it was like raining that day, so like all the fans were in the crowd and they were like embracing it. And it was one of the most amazing shows ever. And we got to meet Billy, and he was just as cool as we thought it would be.
Yeah,
good times.
It could have been a bad day.
It could have been.
It was a good day.
Excellent. Oh my gosh, yeah. I guess you don't really think about that. As an artist, you wouldn't think like, well, now I have to back up this van and put it into the backstage area and everything.
Right? I did not sign up for this.
So much that you're worried about other than that stuff, and then they throw that on you. Very cool. Very
That's
cool.
what happens when you're independent. That's
That's it. Part of the grind, for sure. Sure. Well, we're super excited to have you. We cannot wait. Saturday coming up, Whiskey Cowgirl. I can't say that enough. And I want everybody to go to AmericanBlondeMusic.com and follow you. And we're going to get into a song real quick. But I got one final question for you. What's the future of American Blonde, at least right now? What's the vision? Where are we aspiring to be, say, in the next couple of years?
Oh man, more shows, being able to come out and see all the fans that we've currently made, and obviously to continue to make more fans, of course, but also just as long as we are progressing in the songwriting and our live stage show and our recording, we just always want to be able to write the songs and connect with people out there. For people who are going through things in life and just want to escape reality and don't have the power to write music.
So as long as we're doing that, we're happy. And we do have a couple. We're currently writing for new things. We have planned out this whole year already. So we've got some fun projects coming up and for next year. So we got to figure it out. And we're ready to release.
So you got to stay in touch, y'all. AmericanBlondeMusic.com.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely. We'll be following along. We want you to stay connected with us as well. We have some pretty good ins here. I mean, there's some venues that you need to perform. Whiskey Cowgirl is fantastic, but we have a whole bunch, and people are actually calling it at this point a little bit of a mini Nashville because of the music scene and how it's exploding.
I've heard.
So you're gonna have to come back after Whiskey Cowgirl. We'll get it done, but then after that, you'll have to come back and keep us posted.
Thank you.
Of course. So let's get into this song. It's the latest single, I can only assume. This is what we want to play. We're going to play it real quick here on the radio. But what should we know about it? What's it called, and why should we listen?
Quick little story about it. It's called "You Look Better on the Way Out." We had a girlfriend of ours, like she was a beautiful girl, just always went for the wrong men, narcissist, if you will. And she finally took her advice and kicked him out of her life. And she came over one day and she was like, "You know what, y'all? My eyes have officially opened. The best this guy has ever looked was the day I kicked him out of our lives." And I'm like,
walking out of the house.
That's a country song.
And it goes both ways as well.
It goes both ways.
They're narcissists all across the board.
Excellent. Very cool. You Look Better on the Way Out from American Blonde. We're going to play that in just a few moments here. Girls, thank you so much. Nata, Tinka, this has been so much fun. And we can't wait to see you on Saturday over at Whiskey Cowgirl. Thank you.
Yay, sounds good. We love y'all. Thank you so much.
Can't wait to see you.
It's 96.